Alright, let's get to some news. Need to clear my throat. Okay, so I'm just waiting for this story to load. So, from our pals at Video Game Chronicle, more than 1,200 games journalists have left the media in the last 2 years. So this could be bad news for the worldwide side of things because according to press engine data, that pool of game journalists has shrunk by 25%. You will see, again, this is all worldwide and data supplied by Press Engine, which I use actually for game codes, reviews, and embargo signing and whatnot, and checking out events online. So Press Engine stated that more than 600 journalists who regularly cover video games at major outlets have disappeared from the database in the past 12 months. Same number of people left their positions in the 12 months before that and haven't taken up roles at other media companies since. We're talking like PR agencies and whatnot, or writing. I think they completely changed jobs. The vast majority of these departures were from specialist game websites like IGN, Polygon, or GameSpot. And if you're including amateur, part-time, or freelance writers, the number swells up to more than 4,000 people since October 2023. So this is all affected by the wave of redundancies that hit most major game publications since the pandemic. And of course, if you can tell from the headline right there, yeah, the Gamer website suffers widespread editorial layoffs and that correlates to what's happening here, where, let me just see the rest. Co-founder Gareth Williams. So, what was the job loss? So, according to this article, the most significant contributors are an overall shift towards covering the biggest games, resulting in increased competition for those who remain, and harmful changes introduced by the Google search engine. So that is something I cannot complain about because every media company, anyone who runs a media company has to actually figure out how to get through the algorithm and get noticed. You've got like many different, not just in America, but Europe, Asia, Southeast Asia, Japan, wherever, honestly, all around, different languages, different SEOs to hit. That's why I remember in 2016 when that Pokemon game came out. I think I was still at Gumi at the time, or was it 2015? The Pokemon Go came out. Everyone from tech companies, magazines who don't bother covering games, they're talking about fucking Pokemon Go because that helped trend it with the algorithm and shit. That's why a lot of writers who actually got like a lot of views for their Pokemon Go articles and features, after they get all their claim to fame and Fun in the Sun, being the editor's favorite, then they quit and then they go to the PR company they've been eyeing on, like maybe Apple or Google or whatnot. So I don't blame them. Again, a lot of people think that the media job is meant to be a stepping stone to be in a video game company or a PR company or any company that deals with tech and whatnot. I worked in Singapore, I work in Malaysia. I know way too many people who worked in the editorial line for very long and then they just jump ship because it's more lucrative serving younger younger writers, being the PR, being the gatekeeper or so. Because at the end of the day, a lot of people who are running these companies or organizations in their region are more or less the gatekeepers. Like, they're not as out. A lot of people in Asia aren't as outspoken. They kind of need to rely on like getting first dibs for particular publishers or whatnot to get the games they want for coverage and hopefully get more views and more clicks and whatnot. So that's why people like me, like Gakko Chopre, we are outliers. Like, we do get early code, but not from the bigger publishers half the time. I mean, Xbox, that was one time, and then and then we get some stuff like Death Stranding 2 and whatnot, but then sometimes it all shifts. They go back and forth. They decide to give more credit love to other people who they're more friends with. Again, it's who you know and everything, so it's not just about what the work you do. It's always about the friends you make and the media stuff, keeping relationships and whatnot. It's just a fact of life. Companies do this. Like it or not, you kind of have to play the game. And if you cannot, well, I hope you like getting views and working the alternate route, because if you're gonna if you can't work out, if you can't actually comply to route A, which is the whole like, hey, be friends, maintain media relationships with, more so than usual, then worry about the quality of writing and whatnot. Then you have to take route B, which is pandering towards what people want and what the algorithm wants, correlating together. Which I have to be thankful that our YouTube page and our website couldn't have received the numbers it got from then until now, because of us catering towards people who want to read stuff or view content that we create, whether it's gaming or anime or everything in between. So all I'm saying is the big publishers and all that, they need to basically just wise up, and they're still running a company in the end. And no disrespect to some of these companies like The Gamer and all that, but writing about culture clash and culture shocks about like characters or why this thing isn't the way it is, and I'm glad that people are making women serious in their games, or maybe this game needs to keep its sex appeal, or maybe this game does not need to keep its sex appeal because it's a Western game and Western developers should know better. Those kind of articles that pander towards them, the writers and their circle, are not gonna work out, and you're gonna have more people ridiculing you who want you to just do guides and whatnot that actually gets traffic and clicks, which really sucks, because I really want creative writing and op-eds and new game journalism to take center stage, but we had our chance. That happened in the aughts, and it succeeded for a time, and then it didn't, because people took it to the extreme, where they should have a balance between op-eds that complement the culture or criticize the culture, and the other half talking about like, is this game worth buying? Is it worth the money? Is it fun? Is it terrible? Actual critiques for video games, and whether this product is worth buying or not. True hard work and whatnot. So it's got a little mix and match thing that you kind of have to balance out. If you steer towards one or the other, it's gonna be bad for your company. It's tough, but I've seen other publications that have done pretty well overseas. Not in Asia though, but overseas. Yep. I think I remember there was one that actually did like a lot of homework on NVIDIA graphic cards and doing exposés and covering the black market video game card thing in China. That was a really good bunch of videos. I think it's Game and Nexus, right? Is it Game and Nexus? Yeah, those guys. I've been in this line long enough to know that. I mean, I was working at GameSpot like back in 2011 onward, like a couple of years, but I learned a lot. And also Hardware Zone and Game Access. From 2008 until 2013-14, before I went to video game development PR. And then coming back to co-run Kakuchopure. It is an undertaking. You can get. I mean, playing games is fun and all, but you are still running a business in the end, and you need to. It sucks that Google is doing harmful changes like these. I've always been doing that, and it's still sticking to that. Not just Google, but YouTube. But at the end of the day, they need to profit off of it, and we're under that system where we kind of need to comply. We have a lot of talent. Don't get me wrong, we have talent. I actually am appreciative of people who do like stuff like the Southeast Asia Game Awards. Showcase. Awards, showcase. That's definitely the best way to go. Doing events, making your own thing. Have a YouTube channel like ours. All encompassing. Maybe have like videos like these. Because the old ways are either they're dead or dying, or you don't know yet, but you're in a dying shell of a corpse. You kind of need to change things up, because your advertisers can only support you so much until you realize that maybe you're not bringing in the numbers, so you can fuck right off, and go to someone else who is worth a damn. So we can't just run a publication. You need to have like an enterprise of sorts. You need to have something that, something on the side or something to actually matters to bring in money so you can have your lavish job of, writing about fucking video games or anime or covering TV shows and shit. Yeah. All I'm saying is it's a tough gig. I should know. I am running one. It's crazy. But again, it's something that you have to figure out before it's too late. But at the same time, I'm not surprised that people are leaving because of the low pay and how things are just more like clickbait. You're just churning for the sake of churning. We get more views from our fucking playthroughs and anime bullshit, sub and dub stuff, and our K-pop Demon Hunter shit. So it's not like you guys are tuning in completely for this, so I can say whatever the fuck I like, right? Whatever the heck I like, right? Alright, maybe we should go to something less depressing and more funny. This one's pretty funny. So, Xbox, Halo, an Xbox flagship title is finally making its way onto PlayStation via the Halo Campaign Evolved remake, which is a remake of Halo 1. Experience enhanced gameplay, additional missions, and new features on Xbox Series X/S, PlayStation 5, and PC. So as you can tell from the gameplay trailer, whatnot, the graphics, the screenshots, it is a full-on remake of the first game with the big-ass ring and all that. So you're going to go through all the same missions you have played in the first Halo, back in the first Xbox One days. As to whether Forge will be around, I don't know. There's going to be co-op for this. I see a lot of people on Twitter complaining that flagship title is coming out on PlayStation 5, so there's really no need to have an Xbox. Well, not necessarily, but if you have a PS5, yeah, you can just buy this game. Yeah, you just gotta wait at the same time. And whatever Xbox has said in terms of like, oh, we're gonna just have 4 games and that's it for PlayStation 5. Yeah, things change. They're not really consistent in what they say, for one, and they spent billions buying companies left and right. The biggest one being Activision Blizzard and King. So they need to pay the piper. They need to get back the money they've been spending. So what better way than to sell their flagship games onto other consoles for the long-term gain? It works. Hopefully it can pan out for the next 4, 5, 6 years. But for the short term, you're gonna piss off a lot of long-time fans who prefer the exclusives on their Xboxes. So it's a betrayal for some. It's a rejoicing for many. It's a weird feeling for many too, like myself including. It's like the time when Sonic was on a Xbox or a Nintendo platform. That was a weird time because as someone who used to play Sega a lot in the Mega Drive, it was weird to see Sonic on a Nintendo console. But that's the reality of things. If you're pretty shitty at doing business, you're gonna have to sell your games to other people. Such is the case here with Xbox. If they were more successful and more forward-thinking with their plans or whatnot, or if they could only hire full-time people as their retainers, or change up their business model somehow, or their employment model, maybe it wouldn't have come to this. Maybe Halo Campaign Evolved could have been exclusive for like a couple of years, instead of having it coming out at the same time on Xbox, PC, and PlayStation. It is the rule of thumb where the best console is the one with the most exclusives that sell well. Why do you think Nintendo is top dog as we speak? This might be Nintendo's bad year because like they have good console, bad console. Switch 2 might be a bad console kind of deal like GameCube and Wii U. But they're still on top because of all the exclusives they have, all the games they have on just Switch. You don't see Mario Kart 8 on an Xbox or a PC. Legally on a PC or PlayStation, right? And you've got second place, which is PlayStation, who has like least amount of exclusives, but they still have exclusives. Games that are still on their platform, unless it's on a PC port, which they're not anymore. So, and at the very least, they give that like a year-long exclusive deal before they port it on PC. And then you got the loser of the bunch, Xbox, who don't have exclusives anymore because of this shit. I won't say it's a bad thing for Microsoft and Xbox, because they are going to be getting your money back in terms of doing this multi-platform thing. But whatever luster there was with the Xbox brand in terms of exclusive titles and, you know, something to be proud of in terms of owning one console that has the games exclusive, is completely gone. Now, the only exclusives Xbox has is probably games on the 360 like Blue Dragon, Lost Odyssey, and whatever that was on Xbox, the original, like Panzer Dragoon Orta, Gun... What the fuck was that? Gun Valkyrie? Otogi 1 and 2, Jet Set Radio Future. There's a couple more, but yeah, those games. Holy shit. What the hell? Oh, Crazy Taxi 3. That's an Xbox exclusive, that's for sure. Man, what the hell happened, you know? Like, I played those games back in the day when I was in college, overseas in Canada. People were, you know, really, really proud of their Xboxes, you know, like, it's a console war thing, but, you know, that's how it is, you know, like, people are one camp or the other. Now with this, like, business change and business pivoting, quote unquote, it's like they have to pay the piper and they have no choice but to do this. Which, again, it's a way to actually keep your brand alive, but losing the luster somewhat. All I can say is, yeah, for all the flack people give to Nintendo, they're like the only winners right now as you speak. Yeah, I think that's it from my side. I think this has been quite a depressing kind of piece of, you know, talking about video games and the industry, editorial work here and there. Yeah, I mean, the only happy bits were basically the games I reviewed. Those were great titles to play, so I hope that hasn't put you off from watching these kind of like op-eds from Gakucho Parade. Don't worry, we're still gonna post fun stuff. It's just that every week there's like a mandatory thing where you gotta pay our dues. Make sure that, hey, we are still doing quality content. We are still, you know, giving out the hard-hitting talks and whatnot. But at the same time, you also gotta remember we have videos that do pay the bills. So there you have it. That's just that's just how things are on our side. You gotta do one for them, you gotta do one for us. That sort of deal. I mean, that's how Hollywood works too. You gotta make your shitty ass crowd pleaser action films before you can do your art house stuff or your commentary videos and whatnot. So that's me, Mr. Toffee, signing out. Hopefully you have a great day. Do like and subscribe to our channel, check out our videos and all that. We're not here to rage bait. We are here to inform and entertain. Well, maybe more inform than entertain, based on the talk I had a couple of minutes ago. But you know, this actually comes from the heart. We are the real deal in terms of like how we do coverage and cover games here and there. You've got other people who are out there who are just, you know, pretending to be mouthpieces. I mean, they are pretending to be advocates, but they're mouthpieces, lip service kind of guys. They're all around, not just in the video game business, but also movies or food or reviewing and whatnot, cars and everything. You've got your bad eggs and your good eggs. Just know that we're the good eggs here. I have to say this out loud. We have to be, again, people say we should take the humble route, but a bit tough to do that. I mean, we gotta shout our praises once in a while, considering that our sub count's pretty high. And we got decent views on the website, and we don't shirk on what we do in terms of like commentary and everything. Like, this takes time and planning and whatnot. I do this kind of work, this kind of videos, but I have to prepare ahead of time what I play and what I have to talk to and what I have to go through, and maybe try to entertain you and whatnot. The keyword being try. So that's my spiel right there. Again, do subscribe to us. Thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you so much for subscribing to us. You are an awesome lot. We're gonna keep doing this as much as we can, and we'll see you next time. This is Mr. Toffee, peacing out. Bye bye.